this? Public comments, yes. Glad to see you, your leg not in plaster.
Oh, I'm fighting fit now.
Shall I be worried?
Certainly not.
Carry on.
Right.
You have 5 minutes.
So yet again, this committee is faced with a shocking report. Critical business system SWIFT, which you pay £84,000 a year to maintain, can't be restored if the system collapses and could lead to all the client information being lost. No clear record of who's accessing and editing client records, but SWIFT has been flagged as an issue for the last 3 years. It's not a new problem. The HB Law contract's overspent, but delivery units are not clear how the charging process works. Now in March, HB Law billed $793,000 in March alone. But I wonder who knows what they're being charged for and how that invoice is going to be dealt with. Now that contract's been in place for over 18 months, so why are the charging issues only being raised now? There's no requirement for the order of agency staff to be approved by an all senior officer. Now last year, you spent £13.7 million with commensurate, but it's not clear if that is an appropriate use of council resources. There's no business continuity testing, strategy and lessons learned log, and finally we have the NSL contract. I won't go into lots of detail on that, other than to say, what have management been doing for 2 years? For the last 3 years, I've been warning this committee that management have taken their eye off the ball on day-to-day issues. Today's report seems to suggest that there's no change there. The council has spent £8 million on an implementation partner, millions on lawyers and interims. You've got a chief executive and a chief operating officer, both on 6-figure salaries. Yet there's some reason the basics are still not being sorted out and they're cropping up again and again. They're either being ignored, missed, overlooked or forgotten. I'd also mention that there are a surprising number of comments which suggest that the interface between the council and Capita is anything but seamless, and some matters are slipping down the cracks between the two organisations. So who's to blame for these things? I thought it was interesting in the Barnet Press that a spokeswoman for the council said the issues in this report highlighted highlights concerns that existed prior to the start of the contract with Capita. So is that the management to blame then? Personally, I don't think councils can escape the blame. The Cabinet set priorities for management, one by, and that has completely swamped all other priorities. Cabinet also have to share a degree of the blame, because whilst not signing the contract till August 13, they've been negotiating with the council for 2 years. And they carried out a due diligence exercise between January and April. And they've also paid to assist the council since July 2013. And I can't imagine issues like SWIFT weren't aware of them. I get no sense that senior management recognise they have a problem because nobody sees themselves as responsible. And I've got a strong suspicion that we're in for another massive problem in the next 4 weeks. What steps are you going to take to ensure that the next time we have one of these committee meetings and we get more reports, we don't go through the same problems? Because I don't get a sense that anything is changing. We're getting the same problems time and time again.
Thank you very much. The committee can ask us to pick something very much. So I'm just checking, make sure that was right. I want you to go away. Does anyone want to clarify
I agree with what you've said. I'm just wondering what the Audit Committee can do about this, because clearly it's management issues which you have raised. The role of the Audit Committee is to oversee what has happened and ensure that controls are in place to highlight these matters. So, given that we have an election coming up and there'll be a new administration of some sort, whether it's some political party or committee system, or whether hopefully it's a change of political control as well, what would you see as the way forward for the Audit Committee to improve matters?
A couple of things. I think one is actually holding senior management to account. I'm surprised senior management aren't here, because to me these seem to be senior management problems. I would have thought as Audit Committee, in terms of your role as to monitoring and manage risk, you should be holding them to account and asking for them to present the reports, whatever. But I think somebody has to hold them to account. At the minute, management seem to sit back from the whole process. Councils talk to one another. Where's management?
Well, in the past, and I'm hoping tonight, when you have serious issues reported as in tonight's report, then the senior officers responsible are invited to come along and give an account of what's happened and why, and what they're doing to rectify matters. So, if that process operates tonight, as I hope the Chair has already arranged for that to happen, hopefully we will get some answers, and we'll, as councillors will have the opportunity to make some comments. I appreciate that as a sort of member of the public, and you're saying you've got your slot on the agenda, and when we come to the reports later on, I guess at that stage you'll need to just observe, which might be frustrating.
All I'll just say is senior management. We see lots of departmental heads come to these sorts of meetings, but this is at the pinnacle of the management structure. If you don't resolve that, there's no point putting heads of department up. That's not where the problem appears to lie.
Okay, I think that's a significant point, and we'll take that forward. Thank you.
Yeah, we have the Deputy Chief Operating Officer here, and maybe that's not high. But when we started off this committee, we did get the Chief Executive, and we did get the Deputy Chief Executive or the Section 151 Officer here. And my belief is that we should have more of that. I agree with you. And my message to the new committee is that I think the two most senior officers should come on. What we do get along, and I think it's been, I hope, a plus point of the committee, is directors and assistant directors of all the department heads, because they're the ones who are dealing with the successes and failures. Your comment is that the Chief Executive, Deputy Chief Executive, Chief Finance or Operating Officers should have a control as well. My feeling is that I failed in one of my first meetings as committee 4 years ago, because I actually said that one particular cabinet member, I won't say who it is, should come along and answer why there was a complete mess up in that particular area. And I was told off. I was told I had no right to require a cabinet member to come to this committee. I was told I did not have that right. I challenged it, and I was told I didn't have that right. I could request, and he or she could come to the committee if they so wished. And I must say that Councillor Cornelius did come on one occasion when he thought it was needed. Due credit to him. But I would hope that in the new regime, whoever is on this committee will seek to make not only the Chief Executive, Deputy Chief Executive come along times, but also the head of the political head of that service area, because because they're the board of directors, and they should be there. So, and I actually think I go a bit beyond you. I think it's not only the senior officers. I think it's the senior councillors should come along if there's a problem. I mean, there are some problems here on the agenda today, and I would have thought they should worry about it. But the good side of it is that it's transparent, it's going to come across, as Councillor Cook quite rightly says, we will seek to do our duty when it comes to that part of the agenda. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say, as a final word, thank you very much for your chairmanship. I think you've been an incredibly fair and constructive chairman, and I think probably a benchmark for other committee chairmen to aspire to. So I just hope your successor is as fair and reasonable as you.
Thank you for your kind words. We now move on to the next item, members' items of